Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mania 4Q World Cup 2022. In the semi-finals, we've got 3 matches left this weekend. After that absolute banger of a winner's bracket match that we saw, Philippines versus Korea. We're here with another one that should be pretty close, Japan versus China in the losers bracket. I'm Potassium F here commentating once again with Patraj. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing, I'm recovering still from the previous tiebreaker. And yeah, look at the match log. Like, there have been 5 matches, 2 tiebreakers, and the rest of the matches are not even like total sweeps or anything. It's just a close matchup. It's a close matchup, and this one, it is China who just recovered from one of those tiebreakers.
Oh yeah, China out hot against the tiebreaker against Thailand, I believe. So China's feeling good after that win, but Japan as well actually winning over Singapore. So both of these teams having a win. Fairly close matches in both of them as well. And now an interesting thing here that we're going to see is that both teams kind of know some of their scores.
Yeah, they're going to be able to strategize around them. And especially we see that Japan actually has some scores that might be a little bit better than China, but you know, it doesn't matter what the theory is. It matters what the result on the field is.
Yeah, you look at the scores yesterday and you say, okay, on paper, a lot of these look like Japan wins, but a lot of them are very close. Like, some of them, Kathuga, Japan winning by, you know, theoretically, if it was yesterday, Japan would have won that by a couple thousand points. So definitely not very one-sided in the slightest here. And right now, was that a 99 roll?
I don't know if it's one that counts or if they already rolled before. I feel like they rolled before, but I'm not absolutely sure.
That's an impressive roll if that is the roll, though. We'll have to wait and see when the bans start coming in, but I can definitely imagine China's going to ban SV. Yeah, they do. Shower Beer going to be the ban. Japan actually knew China's scores on Shower Beer, and of course Japan being one of the strongest SV teams in the tournament pretty easily.
Well, they're not seed number 1 for a reason. Without a reason, I guess.
Oh, this is a really interesting ban here. Party Starter going to be the ban from Japan.
That might be kind of a preference ban more than anything. Maybe Japan is really not comfortable on this pick in particular.
Hard to say. Japan did play Party Starter yesterday against Singapore. They did win as well with pretty decent team score, all things considered, but maybe they're just not feeling it today, fair enough, and they're going to go wasting no time straight to Kraken. We actually didn't see Japan play Kraken yesterday, I don't think. No, we did actually. No, we did. Oh, actually, Japan lost this.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, but yeah, the thing is, they were against Singapore, also a very strong SV lineup, and it was AWD and X-Men, well, Aishiteru, who both got above 990k on this. So it was kind of a hard battle if you were going against a determined team who were going for the win.
Yeah, we also do get a little bit of confirmation. The rolls was legitimately 99 and 4. So that is a 95 gap between those, the biggest difference in rolls that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's not 100 to 1, but it's close to it.
Yeah, it's fairly. It's as close as we're realistically going to be seeing. But here we go. We're getting into it here. Gozagoki, Ice Cake, Yoppie Yugen for Japan. This is a very scary SV lineup, so it makes a lot of sense why they're picking it first here.
Yeah, I
XZ,
feel like
Mafufu, and Sunny for China.
yeah, I feel like they're going in this pick with pure confidence, and going with an SV pick first means that you're going out of warm up, outside the match, right into the SV, so you don't have to remember it for the rest of the match.
That is a fair point. A lot of the players, it's very easy for you to just completely forget how to play SV when you've been playing regular maps so much.
Yeah, especially if some of those players are actually playing other decks as well.
Here, right out the gates, we see Japan holding a pretty significant accuracy lead. XZ dropping a little bit below 99%, so does Sunny actually down 98.5. That's giving Japan quite a big early lead.
Yeah, Mafufu with the quite confident run actually, 99.71, and still maintaining the accuracy even with this wild snaps.
Yeah, Japan's team score right now is monstrous. We'll see if they can keep it up through the entire thing. Yoppie Yugen is just kind of doing the whole hand during those things. I didn't actually know that worked, but nice.
Yeah, it's low enough that you can actually quad the whole thing, yeah. Oh, Gyoza actually missing? And
Yay.
Sunny as well.
Okay, yeah, that was actually quite scary for Japan. Gozagoki missing there, but Sunny trading it back. This is going to keep Japan in the lead for now, despite the miss. I think even if Sunny didn't miss, this accuracy lead is quite significant. I think Japan probably would have still had the lead.
Yeah, Gyoza's miss was actually fairly clean for an SV miss.
Yeah, it was the highest accuracy on Japan though, so unfortunate there. Oh, and XZ missing there just before the mini jacks.
Yeah, quite chokeable when you're going in between reading some of those snaps. And speaking of snaps, this one you have to read quite a little bit higher than you're used to.
Oh, and XZ missing. Once more, this score lead is widening quite significantly now. All of these accuracies, Gozagoki actually finding another miss here. But still higher accuracy than most of the players on the Chinese side. So it shouldn't matter too much. Of course, Ice Cake and Yoppie Yugen are crushing this right now. That's going to be 990 for both of them.
Alright, they actually got their second chance. And wow! Their scores are actually really closely tied together. It was like 1-300 apart and some judgments here and there.
Yeah, just a 200 and a 100 there from Yoppie Yugen. Ice Cake with the Scorpion SS, 993k.
Respectable 980k from Mafufu. Full combos, right?
Yeah, actually, Gozagoki has the best ratio by quite a bit of the entire lobby, but the unfortunate miss is there. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. It is still Japan picking up a comfortable first point here. Ooh, and here we see this is going to be the strategy for China. We're going to go for 2 Ys for you. The LN picks are coming out.
Yeah, might also be kind of a country bias. I believe that U East might be Chinese.
Actually, yeah, pretty interesting there. Could give them a little bit of a buff. But this was not played by Japan, so China don't have the best, might not have the exact idea of how Japan is going to perform on this, but it is probably, I would say, a comfort pick for China here. They should be able to play this quite well, all things considered. Yeah, China's score yesterday, 2971k. Over a 990 average is pretty insane.
Oh yeah, I think they're going in with confidence on this one, even without information from the Japanese side. But you know what? The Japanese side is also very LN capable, so let's see what they have in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. This isn't just Japan of past years that struggle to play the LNs. This is now a Japan that is absolutely tough.
Reform Japan.
Yeah, Reform Japan here, Ice Cake and Yoppie Yugen. providing some massive boost in terms of LN skill.
Alright, let's go into this pick. And I feel like it's going to be a very interesting, very pivotal one. If China wins this one, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a back and forth, but it's going to be kind of a fun back and forth.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like otherwise China might be in a lot of trouble if they lose this pick.
Oh, but hold on, Yoppie Yugen struggling in accuracy at the very start, and Sleep Girl as well, finding a miss very early on in the map. This is going to be quite a significant early lead for China.
This is a good sign so far, yeah?
Yeah, Ice Cake, though, is doing their best to try and cancel out some of these Chinese accuracies, dropping in accuracy a little bit now, a few 200s here and there. And China still have extraordinarily strong accuracies here, 99.79 for 2 players, Mafufu and Mias, and Yoppie Yugen now finding a miss.
Yeah, just only one full combo on the Japanese side. It all lies on the shoulders of Ice Cake.
And Ice Cake is matching, or doing better than Sunny at least. So it is a very solid score from Ice Cake, but that's only one full combo now. The other 2 scores, Sleek Girl still trying to catch up in accuracy. Almost there, actually. Yoppie Yugen just a little bit behind as well.
Yeah, they're not actually too far apart in terms of total accuracy. It's just that Japan actually missed twice, so it wasn't a fair disadvantage. And Ice Cake's gonna break the last full combo of the Japanese team.
Yeah, that's 3 misses now for Japan. It's not looking too good for Japan here, but looking very, very comfortable for China. 3 FCs still halfway through the map. There's still a long way to go, but the comfort levels, I think, are showing here.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, how are they holding still 99.7 even with loose misses? Like, I feel like Japan could challenge China in terms of accuracy in the other end of the place as well. Like, this one might be a little bit straightforward in terms of accuracy. Like, its density, it's all snapped in a straightforward way. So, maybe on a pick like Tremolo, like XB10R, if you want to recognize it on the map full screen, maybe this one could actually go towards Japan.
Yeah, actually, Japan's accuracies are rising really quickly. Ice Cake, Yoppie Yugen especially, 99.75, coming from a 99.6 earlier. This is a massive back improvement, and actually this score lead is shrinking a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough. But if there's one miss from China, I think that's all the difference right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be nearly enough, though. China has a triple full combo of this.
That makes 6 out of 6 full combos for China in this map. They've full comboed it 6 times.
That is pure consistency. That is a pick that they made in absolute confidence.
They are comfortable with this one, and they showed it there. Very solid point for Team China.
Like
combo gaming.
Yeah, combo gaming. Like, the difference is not huge, however. There's like 4,000 points difference.
I think if Japan found like 1 or 2 less misses, it would have definitely gone Japan's way, but they did. At the end of the day, it's very easy to make misses on maps like these, so if you do have the confidence to be able to get 3-man full combos, that is usually going to be enough to win you a point. And this is an interesting pick now. Japan is going straight, obviously no more SV picks for them to pick up. They're going straight for tech, and the wackiest tech pick as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're looking to trip up China, make them miss, force them to trip up into the mud, and drag them into defeat.
Yeah, and we've got some switch outs, of course, from both teams here. G2T and Aim Dusky are switching in for Ice Cake and Yoppie Yugen. XZ coming back in for Team China as well.
Yeah.
I wonder, actually, Japan does actually have knowledge about China's scores for this one from yesterday, but it's hard to beat these, I think. China are quite good at rice and tech like this, but Japan probably going to also be confident. Players G2T and Aimdusky have been playing so ridiculously well in the rice pick, so this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's kind of a ballsy pick, but if you have the information that Japan has, and if you're making this pick, it might be a pick of confidence. But at the same time, what matters is what you are going to perform on the field.
Yeah, of course. This one is going to be decided, I think, by the misses. Misses are so easy.
100% correct on this one.
And here we go. A little bit of a slower start for XZ, starting at the low 99s. That's going to give Japan an early little lead.
Yeah, it's not much though. You could lose this accuracy very quick in these few notes, and especially numerous bursts.
Yeah, just one burst, and here we go. G2T finding the first miss, a second miss as well. Below 99% in accuracy as well. That's a pretty significant drop.
Yeah, maybe a lapse of focus, but this is only the beginning of the pick. Anything could still happen in the later 3/4 of the pick, really.
Yeah, still a lot left, and of course Sleek Girl right now and Aimdusky are both of them holding some incredible accuracies, beating the entire Chinese team. And G2T misses a third time there. China going to start to run away with a little bit of a lead, even though the accuracy you would think should be on Japan's favor if, without those misses.
Yeah, this might be uncharacteristic. I feel like Japan should have done this pick in particular confidence. Especially since they know that China is capable of triple FCing this.
We'll have to see. There's still a lot of the map left, still plenty of places to miss. But now Japan are definitely banking on China to be the ones missing, but G2T finds another miss there. And there's still 5 full combos. This is going to hurt Japan's score even more. China are starting to build quite a significant lead. The accuracies are starting to drop on China's side, but the combo's well intact.
They'll have like the last third of the map to go. Still many occasions to make it back. We saw leads bigger than this get reduced to nothing.
Yeah, and this is definitely a map that it could happen.
Yeah, it's one of those maps. You just know it could happen in semifinals.
Oh, and Mia's. That's the first miss from China's side. The score gap is going to start going down. We have a quarter of the map left, but that one miss I don't think is going to be enough for Japan to start coming back.
Yeah, it's an especially clean miss as well. Mia's is still towards the 99.67 accuracy.
Oh, this score lead is starting to waver a little bit back and forth, but it's still well in China's side. Not much of the map left. Japan are going to have to hope for China to miss soon.
Yeah, Sleetgun and AMD are both on a tear on this one. Absolutely destroying both of the leaders of the Chinese team, Mias and Sunny.
It is looking like if they all hit these rolls, AMD finds a few 200s there. But it is going to be China taking a break point actually here.
Oh, that is really unfortunate.
Yeah, these scores from Sleek Girl and AMD are crazy good. 993, 992. We also have Sunny and XZ both getting full combos as well. But it's these difference in these third players, G2T, maybe with a little bit of nerves coming into a match like this.
It's either nerves, physicality, or actually technical problems. Like, it could happen. Anything could happen. And I feel like looking at the ratio of G2T is actually on par with players like Sunny. I feel like G2T is capable, it's perfectly capable of handling other picks, so it's not the end of the world for Japan here.
Yeah, when it comes to bursts like that, any small thing, anything that can catch, like, you know, divert your attention a little bit, lose your focus just a slight amount, can make you completely miss. So very hard to keep concentration for that long. But now it is China in the driver's seat now. They're 2-1 up and it's their own pick. And I wonder if they're going to keep at it with the LNs.
Yeah, I feel like they had a pretty confident win on 2x3.
Oh, not at all, actually.
Uh-huh.
Interesting pick here from China. This is Cthulhu. This one doesn't really match up with either of China's wins so far in this match, at least. It's not an LN pick, it's not a tech pick either. This is a straight up jump stream pick at 266 BPM. And what's more, I think I mentioned this earlier, but both teams played this in their matches yesterday, and Japan actually had the higher team score.
I don't understand this pick. I straight up don't understand this pick.
I do think this is at a speed that maybe the third player in Japan starts having a little bit of troubles with the speed. But that said, Sleek Girl and Aim Dusky crush this.
Yeah, they might be counting on G2T to actually drop some combo.
But I think G2T is good enough to play this as well. So this is a scary pick from China. I think China definitely could win this, but I think it's not certain at all. It is quite scary against Japan picking a map like this.
I don't know, it's a pretty ballsy pick, and if China actually wins this pick, it's a statement. Like, China is capable of triple FCing this, but the fact is they did not. They had a couple of misses against Silent.
And here, starting off the map here, a little bit of an act lead for Japan. Once again, off the back of Aim Dusky and Sleek Girl, but G2T actually finds an act drop on the jump trill there. Down to 99.3, still full combos for all 6 players though.
Yeah, the accuracies are actually fairly close because AMD actually caught some very nasty accuracy drops, and G2T is actually a little bit behind as well.
Oh yeah, it's starting to tip in China's favor. Sleek Girl right now doing their best to keep it on Japan's side, 99.88%, highest in the lobby here. Aim Dusky are matching Sunny just about right now. It's just G2T is falling a little bit behind XZ.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting for something to happen in terms of combo here. You know, it could happen in those transitions because the stop and start motion could actually get some players.
Oh, and the Scully is flickering back and forth now.
Oh, some accuracy drops.
Aim Dusky's accuracy has recovered quite a lot since the earlier accuracy drops, now 99.7, and all 6 are still on a full combo. But Sunny misses! That's such a messy miss as well, all the way down to 99.3. That's a big lead for Japan now, but they have to hold it.
Oh yeah, nothing is decided yet. The lead could shift back the same way, in the opposite direction.
When Sunny finds another drop, there's no drops from Japan so far.
I feel like the stamina is running low. It's running very low.
Oh my god, that is such a good score from Sleek Girl. That's an SS. 996k.
That's
991k from AMD. 350s. How did that happen?
That's clean. Oh, that's clean. And AMD actually tripped up like towards the first half. Actually, that might be the cause of AMD being down in the 99.5 region.
But yeah, very clean. Triple FC for Japan. 2 FCs from China as well. But just the one miss deciding it there, and Japan manages to sneak back a break point, and they're sticking with it. They're sticking with the rice.
Yeah, just going as the plan dictates it. I don't think Japan is going to go with long notes at all.
They're going to go with the B map.
the B movie. No, the B map. That's about it.
Well, interesting to note here, both teams actually played this yesterday as well.
Yeah, we're getting comparisons, but we're not getting the same scores as
we're not getting this. Okay, these scores. I think both teams are actually playing better than their matches last time. But I'm just gonna say the team scores for both of these teams on this map yesterday were 109 points apart.
Oh,
in
no.
Japan's favor.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, you know the match is scary when even the Rice matchups are ambiguous.
Let's see how it turns out right now. We've got the same players in once again. All players starting off with really high accuracies. 4 players on the 99.9%. XZ just a little bit behind, 99.8.
Yeah, just slowly witnessing the progress of all of those players before the real stuff happens.
Yeah, like once again, this is not going to be decided solely based on the accuracy. This is going to be decided based on the misses, if there are any that come through.
Yeah, the strong technical stuff is packed in, well, starting now and especially in the second half as well. Monitors those combos. Those combos aren't gonna last forever.
G2T actually slipping a little bit, dropping a little bit of accuracy, but so does Sunny and XZ.
Yeah, the lead is slim right now, and it's actually going down as AMD actually misses.
Yeah, miss from AMD. That's going to give it over to China now. China going to start to build up a little bit of a lead. Oh, and Sleek Girl as well. The highest 2 accuracies from Japan, both finding breaks. Now China's going to start building up a fairly significant lead.
We might be getting break points in a row now. Like, teams losing their own picks in a row. Just, where is this match going?
Japan do have the accuracy lead, but G2 finding a miss. That's all 3 full combos gone from Japan. China still has all 3 of their full combos as well, but Japan still have the accuracy lead overall. This is very similar to what we saw on 2 Wise for You just earlier.
Yeah, Japan just has to hope that China goes into a sandstorm, so to speak.
Still holding on, all these players right now. Sleek Girl with the highest accuracy despite the miss. Wow, G2T finding another miss there.
Yeah, those bursts are not forgiving to the Japanese.
Oh, that was a rough mini jack for G2T right now. China still with 3 full combos going into the last section here. And AIM Dusky are missing now as well. Japan struggling to hold their combo. Mias finds the first break for China.
Yeah, it's only the first break for China, so China still has a gigantic lead, comparatively speaking, at this point of the map.
Ooh, XZ finds a break now, but the accuracy lead is not necessarily Japanese in the Japan side anymore. So even with these breaks, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, it's not nearly enough for Japan to make it back on their own pick. That is kind of a bad sign for Japan, actually.
That's 3 breakpoints in a row, actually. Only FC on the board being from Sunny. But actually, Sleek Girl managing to win MVP somehow, despite the miss, just pure accuracy alone. Overall, though, China showing real consistency in this combo, and that's really helping them.
Yeah, the ratios on the Japanese side are still consistently strong. It's just a combo that is not really that consistent. I feel like Japan might want to take a break from the Rice picks and maybe go for some less physical options. I feel like they could even win Secret Sleuth out of a inaccuracy prowess.
You say Japan should take a break from the Rice. I think China's thinking the same thing here. They're going to go for the hybrids right now.
Where are they taking us? Where are they taking us?
We're going all the way. China are just picking new maps every single time. They're not interested in picking the same type of map that they've won before. They're just going with different things every time, and now we're seeing the first hybrid coming in. We're going to get a few swaps.
Yeah, maybe those Rise players do need a genuine break.
Yeah, it is going to be Mafufu coming in. We're going to get Yoppie Yugen and Ice Cake both coming back in for Team Japan.
Yeah, this one is gonna be a fair bit of a test. I feel like among the hybrids, this one is fairly physical.
Yeah, definitely. High BPM and a lot of mix of both kinds of patterns in here. We'll see. This is China's own pick. Will we have 4 breakpoints in a row? That's what I want to know right now.
Is this match gonna be made entirely of breakpoints? This is one of those matches.
Keep the breakpoint streak all the way up until tiebreaker. Let's have that.
Even the tiebreaker is a breakpoint.
Right now, it looks like Ice Cake off to a little bit of a shaky start, down to 99%. Still holding. Actually, no, there was a miss from Ice Cake early on. I missed that one. In the first 20 combo, it looks like. Not going to be too significant. First 20 combos, not going to affect the score too much.
Yeah, as long as you catch up in terms of accuracy. A miss is still detrimental to accuracy, so you're still going to make it back.
This lead is still in China's favor, but it's flickering a little bit. Accuracy for Japan is starting to look quite good. Okay, that was Client. That was Client. Hard attack for a second there.
Yeah, it's just up to the Chinese team to actually trip up somewhere and make something happen. But China is looking fairly solid. Mafufu and Sunny at the same accuracy, actually, almost. Mafufu actually catching up with some accuracy, and then, oh god, Mia's.
That's an important break from Mia's right there. Dropping accuracy down below Ice Cake's now, so now, oh, Sunny missing as well. Now this is a big accuracy lead for Japan, as well as those 2 misses coming in. Ice Cake's miss does not matter anywhere near as much as Mia's and Sunny's miss just then. It's going to be Japan working on a little bit of a lead now.
Yeah, they're actually building up their confidence in terms of accuracy. Ice Cake is actually gaining some accuracy, and Sleep, though, is looking to join Yoppie Yugen in the 99.8 region, something that the Chinese team is not capable of doing so at the moment.
Yeah, and Ice Cake, despite off to a bit of a rocky start at the very start of the map, now is actually matching in accuracy with all Chinese players, now even better than all 3 Chinese players in terms of the accuracy. So this accuracy lead is massive. Yoppie Yugen finding a miss, though. That's a fairly messy miss, down to 99.6. But still higher than the Chinese players. It's 2 misses each. But I think Japan should still have the advantage here.
Yeah, there's still room for China to make it back if something tremendous actually happens to Japan. But Mafufu is going to trip up and going to give that lead back to Japan more than it already is.
All the full combos gone from China. Only 1 left in Japan. I mean, 1.5 really.
Yeah, just a dire situation. Just going to give that breakpoint again for the 4th time in a row. What is this match?
Yeah, 4 breakpoints in a row. Both teams just don't want to pick maps that they're going to win right now. And Sleek Girl here, absolutely MVP performance. 992, the only full combo. Ice Cake would have been a full combo as well, but that's fine. But yeah, and I already know what Japan are going to pick. They just had the 2 LN players sub out. They're picking Rice, like guaranteed.
Yeah, well.
The 2 LN players leave the lobby. They're picking Delirium. I don't like this pick. I don't like Delirium as a pick. I don't
know I don't know, maybe Japan is actually hoping for kind of a breakthrough. I know that Japan is on paper way superior than China in terms of accuracy, but what matters also is the combo game.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like, if you want to pick for your rice accuracy, I think a better pick would probably be, like, you know, the jump stream maps, where it's not going to be completely decided by missing on mini jacks like in the tech picks. But yeah, they did lose both tech maps so far. So that's why I'm just a little bit concerned about this pick, because both of the other tech maps went the way of China. And, I mean, unless this is just that much more comfortable for Japan, it's hard to really think of a reason why I can say this is a good pick for Japan.
Yeah, I'm just slightly confused. Japan actually confidently won Katuga, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, that said, Japan definitely can take this. There's no way that this is a one-sided map, but it just makes me nervous that so far China has been the one performing better on these tech picks so far. We'll see how it turns out here, though.
Will we break the breakpoint curse? That seems like it is breaking.
Yeah, a fairly strong start for Japan here. The accuracy lead definitely in their favor because of Aimduskia and Sleek Girl. XZ falling behind a little bit in the accuracy, so is Sunny, but G2T is kind of matching Sunny between these two teams.
Yeah, I feel like Japan is relying on the expertise of Sleek Girl and AMD, and Mies is gonna be dropping combo. Mies was the highest accuracy among the Chinese players, so it's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, that's massive. Mies was the only one with accuracy that could be comparable to Sleek Girl, but now, with that accuracy gone, the combo gone, these accuracies from Sleek Girl and AMD just, they're so much higher. G2T now is actually higher than the entire Chinese team as well.
Oh yeah, so this lead is starting to become very substantial and very imposing from the Japanese side.
Yeah, but G2T finds a miss there. Gonna drop down to 99.66, same as Mia's, so they'll both have basically tied scores, all things considered. And that lead from Sleek Girl and Aimduskia is still gonna stay.
Yeah, seems like a clean miss as well, so that's another less clean miss, down to 99.60, but still, lead is intact.
Yeah, one more miss and there would be some serious trouble for Japan, but we're at the very end of the map, there's not enough time anymore. And it will be the accuracy that prevails here for Japan. Two Score V1 double S's for Japan, and look at what are these 200 counts from all 6 players, by the way?
Okay, that's
5 as the most.
That's a clean board. That's a clean board. Well,
that's this is a scary match. This is a scary lobby.
Yeah. Like you don't look at the misses. This is a clean board. Like those are world-class players. They deserve to be here.
That's a crazy performance from Japan. I take it back. That's a good pick in hindsight. 2020.
Okay. Yeah. Feel free to prove us wrong.
Just ignore the other 2 tech maps. Delirium was a good pick.
Yeah, it's just something that happens.
And that's the first one in a while where the team that has picked the map has won it. And we'll see now, the challenge is for China, can they win their own map pick now that Japan has?
I feel like China should go back to long notes.
I think long notes were looking pretty good, and LN3, that's exactly the map that I was looking at there. Tembler gonna be the pick for China. The other one that's fairly dense, fairly density focused in terms of LNs.
Yeah, this one seems to be challengeable by Japan, if Japan actually focuses on combo enough. I feel like they could challenge China at least on the accuracy.
Yeah, we did see what happened before on Too Wise for You, right? Japan did have the overall better accuracy, but misses from all three Japan players against 3 FCs for China. So if this is another map that China feels like they can combo comfortably, then misses can be completely fatal for Japan's side. And I think China do have a very good shot in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the outcome of this pick in particular, because the outcome of this pick might decide the upcoming strategy on the 2 other remaining events.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe not so much for Secret Sleuth, but there is definitely an argument for encryption here. If China do end up ending up with the better scores overall in this one. Although I think either way, the other LNs I think are just really risky for China in general.
Yeah, but what can China go for at this point? I feel like they might want to go risk for Rice again, like they did with Kluga. Maybe go for a formidable enemy in hopes that Japan actually breaks multiple times.
I mean, technically you're not wrong, but whenever I'm thinking of the prospect of picking a stamina map against Japan, that terrifies me.
Yeah, that's just something wrong.
There's something wrong here.
Yeah, that's something wrong with picking stamina against players like Sneakin and AMD.
Every single Japan match in the past, the opponent has banned the stamina map. That's just nature. That's just how it works. Picking it against Japan just doesn't sit well with me. But I think in this case, it may just work out for China. But we'll have to see. For now, they have picked the LN map. We'll see if this works out for them, and I think that will, as you said, dictate how they decide to pick for the rest of the match after this.
Yeah, if they're not deciding with going for another hybrid, that is. Like the other hybrids, I think there's only one remaining hybrid though. They banned Party Starter.
That is true. So only one left over. If they decide to go for it, could be an idea, but we'll have to see here.
Yeah, I feel like the remaining hybrid is kind of a wild card, so to speak. It might go towards Japan due to the accuracy though.
Here we are, LN pick once again. This one more of a fast one. So far, no significant lead. All players off to a fairly good start.
Oh, Yopi again!
That's a big one as well. Down to 99.0. Big accuracy drop. China now has a little bit of a lead.
A little bit of a commentary curse, if I dare say so.
Ice Cake is holding this accuracy up ridiculously high though, so if Yoppie Yugen can bring the accuracy back to match China, there could be this accuracy lead in favor of Japan once more.
Yeah, it just depends on how Yoppie Yugen manages to recover, because, like, compared to the accuracy of Mafufu, for example, I feel like it's doable for Yoppie Yugen to recover the accuracy back.
Yeah, if there is a bit of an actual... A miss from Mia's, and now I think it's definitely going back in Japan's favor, but Sleek Girl!
Yeah, the density is getting everyone in the room, actually. Mafufu is actually going to be missing as well, and the lead is actually going back and forth. Oh no, Mafufu misses again, and
oh my god!
Oh!
Everyone, that's 3 misses from China, 1 miss for Japan. They've still got Yoppie Yugen and Ice Cake with big combos here. Ice Cake is the only one on the full combo now. And with all 3 players on China missing at the end there, I don't think that... Oh my god! Sleek Girl and Yoppie Yugen both finding a miss. But Ice Cake is holding on. I don't think that's going to be enough. As long as Ice Cake holds on to this full combo, I think it's Japan winning another break point.
Oh, jeez. If this pick was any longer, it would have gotten a fair bit closer as well, because some of the misses at the end were very, very scary. But yeah, China just fell apart, like missed almost at the same time on the same section.
Yeah, so close there between the 2 teams. It really just came down to those misses at the end of the day. But now Japan for the first time having a very solid lead in this match, 5-3, and they have picked the jump stream map. Japan are doing what they do best here. AM Dusky are coming into the lobby.
Alright, Japan picking stamina so that China doesn't have to. But yeah, 3 minutes and 41 seconds of 246 BPM jump streams. It's a battle of focus. I feel like every player in the room might be able to sustain that physically. But they stand that for 3 minutes and 41 seconds. It might be up to the third players especially.
Yeah, I think all 6 players have definitely shown they have the physical capability to play this, but there's just some slightly concerning things in the chat here. 2 of the Chinese players saying that they're not comfortable with FCing this one, or not able to FC this one. Most likely due to that stamina factor, right? Not being able to keep up with it with the entire length, maybe losing focus at some point as well can find you a miss here, but we'll have to see. There's always a first time for everything. Maybe we could see a 3-way FC from China for the first time.
Yeah, you just never know. Everything is possible in here. You can just find bouts of stamina laying around in the confines of your arms or fingers or whatever you use to play the game.
Feet.
Oh no, not feet.
Okay, but early on here, it looks like a little bit of a lead starting to be made by Japan here. XZ actually dropping a little bit in accuracy down to 99.6. But it is Mia's right now, top of the lobby, 99.94. It's giving China a very good shot here in terms of accuracy.
Yeah, it's just the intro with some of those long notes that might matter in the finest accuracy department, but here we go. We are in the main stamina component of the map.
Oh, and it's so close. XZ now recovering accuracy all the way up to 99.7. And all the other players are so close. Sleep Girl, AM Dusky, Mia's Sunny. All 99.9.
Yeah, the accuracy trend of both teams does not tell us who is going to win this one.
XZ still recovering the accuracy. It's now almost reached G2T's accuracy. Once it does, I think... Oh my god, G2... Sleek Girl. Sorry, Sleek Girl finding the miss there. That's going to give the lead over to Team China. But that said, Sunny actually dropped quite a lot of accuracy down to 99.6. And Sleek Girl's miss was quite clean.
Yeah, clean misses on such a long pick is going to allow you to recover like really well. On those types of picks where there are a lot of nodes and a lot of duration, accuracy matters a lot more than combo.
Yeah, and we see Sleep Girl's accuracy is 99.8, still higher than both XZ and Sunny. And this is going to give Japan a bit of an accuracy lead, and we can see this score lead is very, very small for China. If this keeps up, I think Japan could steal it back.
Yeah. Well, the combo break is one of the devices that China has in order to take it back from Japan. But taking a stamina point from Japan is really, really hard, as you can see.
Oh my god, it's flickering back and forth here. G2T dropped a little bit of accuracy, but... Oh, it's now in Japan's favor. They have the smallest of leads right now. No one can afford to be breaking combo at all, or even 200s would be enough to give it over to China here. Sleek Girl continuously building up that accuracy once again.
Yeah, it all comes to the accuracy trends. Sunny is down to 99.6 and XZ is... Oh no, Sunny is actually breaking. That's catastrophic for China.
Yeah, an unfortunate break here for Sunny. That's going to mean that it's one miss each, so even on the misses, but the accuracy is definitely in favor of Japan. AM Dusky are still on 99.88.
Yeah, we're touching the final bouts of the map now, and this looks like a Japanese point. And this would be the match point for Japan.
Yeah, we're at the outro now. Not too much left of the map, and there's no real difficulty spikes either. And it is going to be Japan winning their own pick. Once again, they are now running away with this match 6-3.
Yeah, in terms of ratio, there's no question about it. Like, Slatecat and AMD are doing absolute work, putting it against some of China's best players. Mia's actually getting a 994k on this with only 1-200. That was actually a really good run. Like, the run with the least amount of 200 is actually...
Yeah, a lot of these scores from China are very, very close to Japan's. It was just that one miss from Sunny there. That was what really tipped it in Japan's favor at the end of the day. But now this is do or die for China. One map away from China being eliminated from the tournament. They have to win the next 3 maps in a row to be able to force tiebreaker. But they do get to pick 2 of them.
Yeah. Both of those countries are actually fighting for their place in the finals week. By the way, the showcase is gonna happen after the last match. That is gonna be the UK versus the US. And speaking of countries, do you want to support your home country or maybe even another country? You can do so by buying an Nosu banner. Where can I find that?
Yeah, I wonder where you can find it. I have a feeling you might be able to find it on the Osu store.
Yeah, the Osu store. Home of many surprising things, including Osu stocks. At some point, I did not know that Osu stocks were on sale. But yeah. They cost a hefty amount of money, but you can actually support the game and support the players, actually. You can actually support the players by buying banners, because I do believe that some of the sum does actually go towards providing the prize pools for those players.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you go check it out. Of course, a great way to support the teams that you want to support as well, and if the team that you support wins, you'll get that banner for a little bit longer on your profile.
Oh yeah, you can actually also contribute directly towards the prize pool through the Open Collective. That is linked in the chat right now.
But yeah, definitely, while we have this little break here, while China are discussing their next pick, perfect opportunity right there. But we'll have to see what China end up picking here, because it's a pretty tough decision. We have 2 LN maps, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea right now. Encryption and Secret Sleuth are both maps that are very accuracy-based. Accuracy means a lot for both of those, so Japan showing pretty strong accuracy for the LNs. I'm not sure if China wants to verse that.
Yeah, I feel like this is a battle of accuracy versus consistency. And picks like Zenithalize, Court Jacks, could be considered, but know that if you're going Court Jacks, you're either expecting Japan to either combo break a lot and possibly take the victory, or you just lose the match because Japan just gets 99.9 of accuracy everywhere.
Yeah, I think Japan is going to have, at the very least, 2 extremely good Zenithalized scores, so that's really risky. But they are going to go with the hybrid. I think this is a fairly good pick from China out of the ones remaining.
It's a respectable pick. I feel like a pick like Genova might be a little bit ballsy, but Genova, not everyone has the confidence to pick Genova.
Yeah, Genova is a really risky one, a very, very difficult map at that as well. So China just deciding that they're going to want to stick with the hybrids. They're not going to go too crazy out there with the speed pick for now. Of course, China will get a second pick of their own if they want to make the full run to tiebreaker.
But yeah, for those reading the title at home, we just called that map Revelation 1.2.
Yeah, 1.2, of course.
Yeah, 1.2, just for the raids.
And here we go. This is going to be another one. We're getting a new combination here for Japan, and actually a new player for China that we haven't seen so far in this match. Rebellion coming in.
Yeah, China trying to rebel against the Japanese invasion. But yeah, it's one of the shorter picks of the map for 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yeah, and there's some absolutely brutal sections in this map as well. We're going to see Japan take an early, small accuracy lead here. Rebellion struggling actually quite a lot, 99.3% compared to the other players.
Yeah, but G2T is not out of the woods yet. I feel like G2T and Rebellion might be going against each other here.
Ooh, 200s from both sides I'm seeing on these Elhen releases. Can be quite tricky, but here we go. Rice section.
Oh, the Rice section.
G2T, but Sunny trades it. Mia's also misses here. That's going to be in Japan's favor. 2 full combos to 1.
Oh, that hurts. This is match points, remember. If Japan wins this point, it's game over. Rebellion, no full combos on China's side. This is an absolute dire situation.
Yeah, and this accuracy lead definitely in favor of Japan as well. We still have Yoppyugen and Sleepville on 99.7. Both of them with the full combo still. And no one on China right now is able to match that kind of accuracy. But Yoppyugen does find a miss. That's one of the 2 full combos gone now for Japan, but the accuracy lead remains. Not a massive amount of... Oh, but now Yoppyugen with another miss. That's a big accuracy drop. The lead is going to start getting really small, and now with a 3rd miss in a row, chain misses. This is going to be China's advantage now at the very end of the map. They just need to hold on to the combos now, and Yoppyugen finding another miss. And at the very end, it looks like China's managed to steal it back, holding on to these 3 combos.
Okay. I was being swallowed by Discord, but I came back for... Oh. China's victory. What happened? Why I was being burned by Discord? Oh my god.
What happened indeed? China managing to come back from that one, managing to hold on to the combos at the end, and that is going to be a much needed point, of course. The first step on their way to a comeback here, but now it's going to be the most difficult task for them. Japan wastes no time. Zenithalize right away. Jax.
Yeah, so looking at the results from when I was really having trouble with Discord, Yoppyugen actually missed 5 times. Wow. But yeah, despite having a really great ratio as well.
Yeah, it was repeated misses at the end. All of them actually separated as well. That's what really did it in the end for China. So just some unfortunate breaks there. But now, this is a map that you definitely cannot afford breaks on. Because this, Jack maps like these, if all of these players can play the Jack map, which I assume most of them are fairly comfortable on, given just their raw skill, we're going to see some high scores here. We're going to see some very high accuracies. So single misses is going to completely swing the lead back and forth.
Yeah, I feel like on this pick, the difference between a high full combo and a run with one or several misses, it's gonna mean maybe a couple of thousand of points of difference, maybe even dozen of thousands of points of difference.
But we'll have to see. This is another one that China must win if they want to come back. And Japan, this is Japan's best chance to be able to close out the map. The match, that is. 6 100%.
We're
Amazing.
playing score v1.
Here we go. Early accuracy lead for Japan. G2T and AMD have some okay accuracies.
That's just okay before the actual court jack happens.
And here we go, 150 BPM here. And all 6 players are holding on very well, but overall it's Japan with the accuracy lead. All 3 of Japan's players above 99.9, but all of China's players below that point.
Japan still has the lead, and China's doing their best to kind of keep themselves right behind them. Just waiting for something to happen.
Oh, big accuracy drop from AMDuskia actually, down to 99.8.
Yeah,
that was from a 99.98.
Yeah, that might be another 50, another random 50 that AMD actually caught earlier. Oh no, XZ!
Well, that's a miss from XZ, down to 99.7. Now China are banking everything on Japan missing at some point during the second half.
Yeah, I feel like the second half is going to be the half that matters. It's the second half of life and death.
The accuracy lead between the two teams is not as big as it once was before G2T. Oh, Sunny! That is so unfortunate on the break section, finding a drop like that. And now Japan have a big lead.
Yeah, going from court jacks to those bursts is actually kind of interesting. Sunny actually gets another miss in the transition between the bursts and the court jacks again.
Still 3 full combos for Japan right now, and Sunny finds another miss. They're starting to run away with it right now, Japan. And it's the end of the map already. G2T finds a miss, but it's clean. 99.78. Sleek Girl now finding a miss. That's a big one from Team Japan, but it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Just those misses alone are not going to be the difference that China needs to be able to come back in the map.
Yeah, AMD just making the final victory run for Japan, and Japan is going to be making it to the finals round in the losers bracket.
Yeah, really close match there for China, but unfortunately China are going to be eliminated here. 7-4 at the end of the day. And Japan managed to win 2 matches in one weekend. They are going to be moving forward to, I believe, their opponent next week is going to be none other than the Philippines.
Wow, Japan, Philippines. That's first of all, that's a scheduling heaven for those Asian countries. But second of all, that's gonna be interesting to watch, especially in the finals map pool.
Yeah, we'll have to see for that one, but definitely strong performance from Japan. Strong performance from both teams here, but it is Japan that ends up moving forward.
Yeah, I didn't expect China to actually make it this far. Like China, every single year, China just manages to exceed my expectations by a lot.
Yeah, China's just one of those teams that every single time they just kind of slip under the radar. I feel like a lot of the players are a little bit less known in the international tournament scene, so they end up just slipping through the cracks of people's expectations a little bit. But definitely a team to look out for, and I'm sure next year they'll come back really strong as well. But for now, of course, 27 minutes away is a big one here. The other winners bracket match, Brazil versus Malaysia, Seed 1 versus Seed 4. That is going to be happening at 14 UTC, so make sure you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, especially if you want to watch Malaysia. Malaysia, one of the contender countries to take away the lead, the distant lead that Brazil has gotten so far.
Yep, so stick around and we will be seeing all of you very soon.
Bye bye.
control my heart. Put it on the right track. Put it on the right track. Let's control my heart. Let's control my heart.
drop it. mic, yo, rip up the bass.
Worst.
Hello everyone and welcome back again to the semi-finals of the Mania World Cup. This is the second match of the winners bracket, the final match of the winners bracket rather, between Brazil and Malaysia. And for this, we'll be commentating. I'm Juan Crystal alongside Mifa. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing very well to actually. This is very exciting as well, as this is also an important match in the winners bracket, as this is basically the juggernaut of the tournament between Brazil versus Malaysia.
Yeah, certainly it is. Like, Malaysia has historically been again a very good team, and they have been improving over the years to get some podium performances. And against a team like Brazil, surely they have to prove their worth if they want to take it. And it's going to be a very, very tricky battle, especially with these new faces that we're seeing on the Brazilian team that are just absolutely ridiculous when it comes to how good they are. Like, it doesn't make sense that Brazil has been so good over the past few years and they're only still getting better, even though they are already arguably the best team in the world. Yet they are still getting better.
I mean, we're be fooling ourselves to think that Brazil is getting better when we already said that like years ago, like 3 years ago maybe, after the win of the 2020 World Cup. And this is just getting better, and Brazil's a better team than the better on the last year. So it's basically a much better team overall. And Malaysia's no slouch either. I think Malaysia was also grabbing the podium as well in the last year. So I feel like this is a interesting lineup actually for Malaysia, especially when you consider the fact that last year's Malaysia has been doing like destroying the final score last year.
Yeah, they were doing really well for sure. But I think they were about the same team as they are this year. I don't think there were many, if any, swaps compared to Brazil, which tie on the roll. 18 against 18 on the rolls. That's a draw. The match is cancelled. Thank you very much for watching, following the Mania World Cup. See you next year.
Oh, that's a tie roll. Oh.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Andre. Don't. Okay, let's go.
That's certainly first. Oh, you said. Ah!
So what will Brazil be banning against Malaysia is a good question. I'm not sure. Like, usually you want to ban LNs against a team like Malaysia, but Brazil has been so good at LNs anyway that maybe just ban SVs, and they are going to. Yep. SB2 getting knocked out of the playfield already, as expected, and we kind of see this regularly between two teams. There's always one that bans SVs, or at least one. We have seen double SV bans like 2 times at least already in the semifinals. We shall see then. What is Malaysia going to ban? In response to cranking.
Seems like it's no surprise seeing Brazil banning the SV2, which is Kraken, and I mean, you know, Kraken itself is already an insane SV chart to begin with, and I think practicing it is actually taking up a lot of time practicing every other things.
Yeah, SV bans are not an uncommon thing from a team like Brazil, especially now that they don't have as many SV specialists as they had maybe in the past. And Malaysia is going to answer immediately with a ban of Genova, so no streams, not single streams for Brazil to pick. And it makes sense. This is a very physically demanding chart, and we have seen teams being able to control this level of difficulty fairly well and absolutely destroying the chart, like the United States. And instantly Malaysia just going for LN2 for 2 Ys for you, which arguably one of the better picks they have, really. LN density has been the Malaysian thing for many years now.
I think this is pretty much easily the best pick, I think, for Malaysia, just to start off. I mean, there could be probably better ones out there, but starting things off with a little bit more on the dense side is definitely what you can actually call a beginner pick. So I think we're probably seeing Demi and probably Nate, probably Silvango.
Yeah, Demi for sure. Amaron, probably Le Machino. Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, Lemarchino, yeah. Also no slouch from the Allen. I mean, Lemarchino has been like, from last year, been popping out really bad. And this is like, you can just expect him to like, get really good accuracy, like no question about it.
It is crazy again that a Brazilian team on the semi-finals is not having Nate nor Lotus on the main roster for a map. That's just mind-blowing.
I mean, it has been a thing like since last year. I don't think like there has been like there's already those kinds of specialists to do, and Lotus is pretty much an all-rounder that you can just like you can just pick any of the Brazilians and they will do just fine, just as a Lotus replacement.
So the client was predicting that Leo would get a 965,000 points score.
Oh.
Hopefully he gets a little bit better than that.
I mean, yeah, certainly better than that. Yeah.
Here we go, Demi Fiend actually going to miss at the very start of the map. Kind of similar scenario to United States actually, and Amaron as well. This is the kind of maps that Amaron struggles a little bit with the lens, I think, as well. Sort of inverse denser charge. So, pretty decent pick here from Malaysia out of the gates already with a fairly decent advantage.
The only saving grace is that they missed like very early, so it doesn't impact the score too much. But considering Malaysia already had around average of 99.88, this is actually already scary.
Yeah, this is the kind of charge you have to see Chiwi just performing. He destroys his shots all the time. And honestly, Leon is also doing fantastically well.
I think I literally saw a 200 from Kiwi because I thought he dropped like a 99.94. Just getting a 200 while you're already still at 99.9 is just absurd.
I'm not sure if it was a 200 or just a couple of 300s. Like, that actually is just too good for him to have a 200, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So far seems like, everyone's actually like having multiple misses actually. Probably two on that same section.
Yeah, they were two. And it's halfway through the map already, and Leon actually seems to be the one to trade. And this is honestly going to give Brazil a bit of a chance to come back here. The lead is not too good, like not too big, because the accuracy from Demi Fiend, despite the miss,
that is not a miss from.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, there is the lead. I was wondering a little bit. Leon was not missing after all. He's still holding the full combo, and that's the reason why the lead still keeping massively in the side of Malaysia.
All across the board, the accuracy has been fairly solid. Other than Amon missing like 3 times and Eddie missed on the very start. Which this is actually crazy. Well, to think about.
Into the last bit. The last section here is the only chance, or the last chance rather, for Brazil to recover from those misses. But Malaysia seems to be so much in control of this that they don't seem to be dropping at all. Hit concentration is very tight, no signs of stamina being an issue here, and they're still 18,000 points ahead. So even with a miss here, they should still be fine considering there aren't that many nodes remaining for Brazil to recover, and they are going to win this map after all with a 3-way FC. Malaysia takes the opening pick here of the matchup for the semifinals.
97.
Yep, that is a pretty ridiculous ratio by Chiwi. Same for Demi Fiend. Like, don't get me wrong.
Better.
Yeah.
That is crazy recovery by Demi, even though with those 3 misses at the very start.
My goodness. Is this the first time that Brazil has been down on score on the entire tournament?
I think so, yeah. It's hard to tell, really. But yeah, Brazil will be picking the next song here. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be probably like a double speed car because like Fuga or Middle Enemy, I feel like it's their home ground basically. Or Delirium, oh, okay.
Yeah, not only this is the first time Brazil has been down on the lead, but also the first time they actually lost a point, I think, the entire tournament.
Yeah, sure.
Though. I'm not sure if I like this pick as much.
I feel like this pick has been like, out of every matches that we've seen so far, been picking Delirium. I think I've seen like 2 or 3 occasions where they lost the pick, where it just took it to a break point on other teams. So this feels weird. So let's see, Oros and Nate here. No surprises at all for Brazil, as they're the 3 juggernauts of Rise picks.
Full team swap.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think we'll probably see either transition from Malaysia. I feel like that's their main Rise pick. Yep, there you go. Not in the tournament server, but will be invited shortly. Alright, I think we probably should be getting started soon-ish once the players are ready. Yep. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can actually see how the actresses are going to play out. I mean, Brazil is Brazil, which...
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't like this pick all that much because it's so easily chokeable, and Brazil has been known to be sort of vulnerable to chokes. But otherwise, they should absolutely crush this chart, like destroy it completely. Like, I expect ratios that are not going to be something you expect a human being to be able to get.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, the start looking great so far, I guess, for both teams.
Yeah, it's mostly a matter if Malaysia can keep up this consistency and maybe get... If they can get a 3-way FC, Malaysia has a chance here, I think. But that's like the only way, and it's a very hard chart to get a full FC. Especially considering how easy it is to choke again.
These few bits of stream are running about like 358-ish. I mean, sort of. It's not that fast enough. But the ratios are coming into play, and Brazil doesn't seem to phase at all, which concerns me that transition is a little bit on the lower side of accuracy. 99.7 is still very good, but other than the fact that the entire lobby is like 99.8 plus, which is even scarier.
Oros gets 200 over there, but it's not gonna matter all too much. Brazil still on the lead here, but not by as much as I maybe hoped they would at the start. Chibi and XX are certainly, like apples, certainly doing really, really well on this chart, but it's not gonna be enough with transition being a little bit on the backside here. It really depends if Brazil finds the mids or not. Silly Fanger's accuracy, we seem better from Nate, let's say it that way. But with a quarter of the song still remaining, as long as he maintains this full combo, I think Brazil should be fine.
Doesn't seem to take that much of a damage really from Brazil. There's a couple like 300s, 200s like that from Oros, which still almost the highest accuracy, just on par with the Lotus. But Lotus itself is also kind of something. You get some 300s, but
down to
the
Looseberry
average, yeah. Oh boy.
No misses, I think, on this mini jacks. This is not gonna happen. Brazil is gonna take their own point as they are 6,000 points of difference in their favor. The ratios, I think better, probably, but Chibi being the V1SS alongside Lotus, who gets the best score of the lobby with a 996. This is an insane performance, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Brazil is not doing well. Like, every player on this lobby got almost 990k. Like, transition was 300 points off of a 990k. And we have 2 V1SS. Yeah, that's true. He got the best score, actually, in the Malaysian team. Like that was a ridiculous performance as a team, just in general.
Six-way
Both
FCs in
teams.
semifinals is a rarity. That's for sure. We expect for Ultima Duel, which wait, this is venturing on the hybrids does seem to have their risks. So seeing Neo here doesn't seem as a surprise to me, but it's a matter of just out-ag Brazilian players, and I think Neo will probably just do much of a job just to keep up combo, and this is very chokeable hybrid. Oh, seeing more Machino instead of Oros or Nate is actually really interesting to me. But I feel like they should just do just fine. I mean, like really, like considering the fact that they already played the 2-4 for you, which was the Helen density pick that we seen earlier. Alright, we're seeing here the first hybrid we've seen in this match, venturing outside of the pure long note picks anyway. This is pretty much like a 50-50 hybrid, you could say that. Well, this is a pretty rough start, along with Apple as well, but doesn't seem to catch any issues whatsoever, as Lotus already climbing back up just to get alongside the other two Brazilians.
Yeah, but the rough intro is going to give this early advantage to Brazil, even though it's a very slim one. They should have the overall better accuracy, so any early lead that you give up to a team like Brazil, it's going to be very, very hard to recover from. Nioxi is struggling a little bit with this difficulty, I believe. He's the only one really who's a bit behind in accuracy, because Q is holding the MVP at the moment, and Apples is actually alongside Lotus, not that far off. It's the main difference being between Marcino and Nioxi here.
The thing that I know about Neo is that he's very good at keeping consistent combo. Not so much in the accuracy, but that also plays along the fact that you are facing Brazil, which you need to also have that accuracy to back that up. But at the very least, this is very chokeable, and Neo playing this is absolutely like the kind of play that you need to combo things. But all that they that's a dirty draw.
That was that was a very, very bad draw. Like drag. Oh Marcino just blasted!
That's completely blasted by those longest sections. It's now in lead from Malaysia.
This is what we were talking about. This is the kind of player you need. Nioxi with the combo coming in clutch after all, even with the accuracy not being also high. But Marcino with this drop is actually matching him in terms of accuracy. So Malaysia has a decent lead now. We still have a lot of the song remaining. Like, I don't think there's enough time to Brazil to just recover off of the back of an accuracy climb. So it really comes down to Malaysia's performance here, I believe.
The thing that is also dangerous for Malaysia, there you go, Apple missing. Yeah, that is the thing that you won't really want to keep on your focus in here. This
on
is
the
really
rise
hard
as well. Brazil's on the lead again.
Switch back to an instant, and as well we get to another bits of LMs. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for both teams moving, but he is recovering his accuracy. His bearings a little bit more than Marcino, but Apple drop is also
so
way dirty.
small though. Score lead is so small though that it maybe happens at the very end with a miss from Amazon! And Malaysia's taking the lead back!
Oh, it's a tug of war. There's still
no, they have it. They have it. If they don't miss, they just have it right now. Into the very, very last section. There isn't enough difficulty for Malaysia to choke this surely, as they will not take it because Apples misses at the end. What is wrong with you? No, 700 points. No.
Oh, that was a V1SS too. That is so sad. Like I said before, this is really a tug of war. There's nothing left decided add to the last releases.
What? No way. No way that just happened. Surely they
can't-
had it.
You
Oh
can't
my
make this
God.
up.
Oh my goodness, they had it. They absolutely had it. What, like, Applers just couldn't handle the pressure at the very end. And it's a breakpoint for Brazil. Very dirty steal there by the South Americans, who are now in the lead and get to pick their own choice to push that advantage further. What we just seen, that was just crazy.
Missing the last releases is absolutely just brutal. We've seen that on Thailand versus China, where you just completely get bombed by the ending of that. I guess Philippines versus South Korea as well, getting bombed on that ending. Just decided on the last 20 notes of the tiebreaker, which is also very sad. But this is also happens, and this is the second time we've seen that, a steal, which is honestly very sad. Brazil be picking the next pick, which, I mean, they don't need to do anything fancy other than just going straight to the rice picks, but at this point is really, you can just take a guess, really, on, going for Zenith Alliance, I think? That seems like a random word to see. Yeah, Zenith Alliance, there you go. Going for more of the core jacks. You like to see it.
It makes a lot of sense, I think, for Brazil to go for core jack really.
Seeing a lot of recognizable names being Amaron and Suifango, just having no issues to even combo like even this base of chords. I guess this is kind of very suitable BPM to be able to ratio for both of them, and I feel like
And no Chewy.
I mean, just surprised. I don't think I seen Chewy on Justify My Love from the last round too, so I feel like
No. But I mean, what I'm saying is that if you can pick something that forces Chewy out of the play, it's probably a good pick. So, like, I'm not saying Soul doesn't have what it takes. I'm just saying that Chewy has always been such an important player for Malaysia and being the MVP on so many maps. That if he's not playing, then at the very least, it's sort of a morale boost, I think, for the opponents. We'll see Brazil. I mean, Brazil again has been really good at core jacks historically. Like, if there's like the rice pick, they always win. It has been core jacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this pick in particular is not only focusing on the core jack, it's also the hazardous streams that are running at like 300 BPM in between the breaks of it. So the focus actually kind of shifted away from core jacks, which can also be a bit of a sticky situation if you don't transition to it properly. No 100% already? What the hell? I already seen 100% after the first 100 notes, but not in this match. Although jokes aside, the core jack started to kick in. I mean, this is a fairly lighter section, which at this point is just really, you have to just keep your rainbow up and up as you're playing against Brazil. And yeah, you see like around the average of 99.98 on Brazil, which is pretty normal to me. Although these teams start to take a little dent in the accuracy.
Oh, Amaron?
Oh, 9.8. Oh, that's a dirt. I think that might have been 50 or 100.
No, that was 100. That was 100% 100. And it was very, very close to being a miss. And now Malaysia is trying to fight for this little bit. And they're having it. They have the lead on the core jack.
Amaron actually taking a lot of damage from the 202. That might give the lead to Malaysia, but it's still going to take it momentarily. Oh my
Wow.
god, these accuracies. 2 players above 99.9. Lotus is just 0.2% away.
There are 4 players above the 99.9 right now. Soul, Apple, Silifanger, and Lotus are all holding above the 999. I mean, right, the 99.9. And Lotus is just crushing this, as you expect from a player like him. And it's just the difference between Amaron and Yoksha, who's proving to be Malaysia's advantage, really.
Amaron
From
drops
this
are
versus
very
section.
dirty, so the fact that Amaron drops are very dirty, this could have lead actually like a really good rainbow count by Amaron, and it's starting to shift away again to Brazil with that sheer accuracy.
Yeah, those 300 BPM burns
Lotus!
are a problem, but Lotus drops! Oh my god, Malaysia has the lead, and they have a solid one. They just need to combo through this very last bit, and it's a very tricky one. They have been in the situation in the last pick, and they hold this time.
This section is
And on
really
this
hard.
very
The transition versus the
yeah.
long jacks.
It is so tricky to keep combo through this, but if Malaysia they don't even need the accuracy, they just need to combo to get a breakpoint for their umps, and they will take it after all 5.5 thousand points. Brazil losing on Kojak despite the 50 regulars by Lotus against a 3-way B1 double S for Malaysia. If you
Four.
needed to
That-
pull
that's a
something
four.
like that,
That's
it
a
had to be now.
SS.
Oh my goodness. Nature's getting a single regular less than Apple, but it's not gonna matter at all as Malaysia just crushes this map. Full double S roster. What we have just seen. This match is just crazy.
That's also a break point to Malaysia, and this is honestly that was kind of unexpected, but I feel like this could actually open up some opportunities for Malaysia to take up some one of the rise here. But I feel like this is also consider the fact that Lotus did miss on one of the bursts in between. I guess the transition into it. And something like alongside like
LN3? LN3?
Oh, Temblor, yep. Temblor is the LN / hybrid, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Wow. We have seen 2 breakpoints in a row, like back-to-back breakpoint here, and Malaysia's on the pick again. Match is tied. Templar is the pick. And it's crazy to think that Malaysia, they were like 1 choke at the very end to be ahead now. They will be 3-1 now without that. But they have to shrug that off, still try to capitalize off their LN sort of advantage if they will, and pray that they can get another one of those performances really. Like a 3v1 double S in a rice pick is just ridiculous regardless of the map. And Kojaks of all of them, really. Brazil has to be very careful with what they pick from now on. Like I mentioned Brazil being prone to chokes, and I was not lying. As you see, a player of the caliber of Lotus who just gets an insanely stellar accuracy, just happening to choke at one of the sections, proving to be the difference maker between the 2 teams. If they have scenarios like that happening again in maps like Consistency, maybe Rise 2 or 3, then they might be in problems, really. They need to take some breakpoints if they want to get that safety net, really.
Can you imagine the world where in semifinals every point is decided by one fatal mistake, and that one fatal mistake just happens to be a clean miss and not a dirty one, and that's what happens in real life, really. We're seeing Demi here. Instead of Larry Marcinho, which is also fairly respectable, as this is fairly physical, but also not that much of a hybrid in a way.
And there we are. Seems like all the players are ready. We're about to start. No Le Machino, as you mentioned, Lotus being the replacement this time for LN3, which again makes sense. This is, as you said, kind of closer to a hybrid, if like that an LN pick. At least when it comes to the LN department, this is like the most hybrid it gets. So a player like Lotus who can all-rounder through most of it is certainly a good choice, I think. Chewy starting a bit harsh, I believe, on the start. It's actually Chewy climbing up.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Almost in every occasion that the problem has been at the very start. So it happens sometimes, which that also does happen with Kiwi and also with Demi in the two wish one for you as well.
So far, Brazil is on the lead. Amor's accuracy is not as solid as we usually see him from LNs. So that might be a bit of an indicator for Malaysia to maybe have a chance at later stage of the map. After the first third, when the LNs are gone, what? Never mind. Chiwi just finds a miss.
Miss from Malaysia, and that's really pretty much going to Brazil in the lead. And that lead is also quite significant too, given that the other two players from Malaysia doesn't seem to keep up with 99.8s.
Oh, Apple miss?
Oh,
what?
Apple.
What?
Ooh.
That was a very strange miss as well. Like, he just completely misread that section apparently, because that was a big accuracy drop as well.
Going further away with Brazil really has pretty much just a key combo, and probably not missing as much as Malaysia is now. Like Chiwi from Apple, for example. Neo is just putting up the work of combo. Amaron finally has the first miss on Brazil, but that's just two minutes. Alright, that's keeps interesting, but the accuracy is still pretty much still above Neo at the moment.
Yeah, it's mostly the accuracy from Apple here that is making the difference between the two teams. They're having some misses, of course, but it's not going to matter all too much when the difference between two players is like 0.4%. That's a huge amount of percentage in a mode like Mania. And because of that, Brazil will be taking another breakpoint, this time by 20,000 points, with a V1SS by Demi and a
oh boy.
1-200 play by Lotus.
Yeah, as I was saying, like Neo's combo consistency is absolutely amazing, and that's just pretty much gonna keep the full points for Malaysia. But unfortunately, that accuracies alone are just way too strong.
Seems like there were some technical difficulties by Apollos. These teams, considering he's asking for a restart. Like, not asking, but rather restarting his game. So maybe that was a bit of an issue for Malaysia. Even still, there was a 20,000 point difference, which is pretty significant, especially in a map like this, which chokes are prone to happen even with good setup. But now it is Brazil's pick, and like I said, they have to be careful with maps like Saduga and Formidable Enemy, because I feel they should have the upper hand, especially in accuracy. But if they choke, there are maps that I can see Malaysia maybe getting a 3-way FC.
Saduga, yep. That's the jump straight, man. They're just gonna go with it. Nothing to do. They just not need to do anything fancy about it. It's just pretty simple 266 jump straight, which Brazil really
pretty
should have.
simple. Just 266 jump straight, right? Not fast at all. So.
Yeah, in the caliber, in the context of caliber of these players, it's just a walk in the park mostly.
Yeah, just warm up. Well, but
yeah,
I mean, between the two picks, again, this is the one I like the least. I would have preferred Formidable Enemy over this because it gives you better chances in case you choke. And also, I think that stamina is usually not a problem for Brazil, especially if Amaron is not playing, which I think is the only player who sort of struggles with stamina on the long run. So we shall see. Well, honestly, not even Amaron really. I don't think any Brazilian ever struggles with their stamina, but if I had to pick one, it would be him.
Just a Sion who's like the better player to be able to capable of doing this, and Aros seems to do so.
Alright, so we should be getting ready to start. Seems to be, again, without Chiwi, the main Rice roster. Funnily enough, Malaysia won their breakpoint without Chiwi.
So this should have been it, right?
Another breakpoint confirmed.
I mean, if this happened, this is not a scripted match at all. If Chiwi action is not in this. Like for real though, that would be a wicked breakpoint if that happens.
Here we go. It seems to be holding the better accuracy of the Brazilians now, but everyone is holding with an average 99.95, which is insanely ridiculous, especially considering the upless, which is the best score from the Malaysian side. It's not even the 99.9.
It should be enough to tank most of
Oh,
it.
transition.
Oh. I just always want to say transition is mostly mainly, but I think like they have a miss right now, which is a big buffer for Brazil, as Brazil has above 99.9 across the board.
See if the chokes will end up being a bit of a problem, and they are! Lotus with the miss!
Oh boy. At least even out.
Oh, trade.
Wow, yeah, that's a still one miss buffer with Brazil, but Brazil, even that accuracy is absolutely insane. That's still not gonna pose too much of an issue.
Let's talk a little bit about Oros though, a player who apparently showed out of nowhere and absolutely trashing every single rice pick in the pool like since he joined the Brazilian team. Like imagine just being a name that you never seen the light of many tournaments before, and you just happen to be included on the best team in the world and just stop every rice map. And there's Lotus dropping two times.
Twice now.
No, it's not gonna matter, I think. But Nate is dropping though. That's gonna matter.
That's actually really bad for Brazil. It's at least going to go to Malaysia, but
no, but
Sol did trade. Sol did find a trade, but Oros is still holding strong. It doesn't seem to phase at all. He did one FC for each team, but Oros still is ahead.
I think without that miss from Sol, maybe they had a small chance. At this point, with the map almost over, it's going to be Brazil again with a 10,000 points lead. Great ratios again, and very good 200 counts. V1 double S per Apple, and Oros. Oros, man. Let's talk a little bit. 997.4 on this? No way.
That's also a miss flag by transition. Not with that miss, but that would have been also V1 SS. Crazy accuracies across the board too. Damn, that's that's not something you see very often.
Wait, I'm done. Oros is light. I'm so sorry.
Oros has been light for like last year. Like we've been talking about it.
Oh my god, I feel so sorry for you, like, because I feel I should have known this. I mean, to be fair, like this, no, like has been for a while in the game now, right? 3 years, 4 years, maybe.
I mean, it's the player that you would least expect.
Yeah.
Winning there.
I hate name change.
Oh, party starter. Ooh, they're going for the spiciest hybrid. This is the kind of chart that you really don't want to mess around with. This is very long, but also the fact that this is also 11 guy style of hybrid. This is also not to be taken lightly at all. I like how this is basically like the second lowest star rating as a hybrid, and this is already like the hardest one.
Hey, Chewy now calling that Oros is actually light. I called it before.
It's basically fighting with 6 juggernauts as from the Brazilians. It's hard to top really, and I mean Apple being saying that is the final boss. I mean he's not. I mean not wrong either, but you know. Sometimes it happens to have a breakpoint once in a while, right? That could have been happening like Zenithalize, and this should be too. Although this is Malaysia's pick though. Pretty much normal accuracy tester as the basically what the first section is all about. Although Neo doesn't seem to have the brightest of accuracy in the intro of it. There's a trail, but doesn't seem to face that much. Neo seems to be like 99.5-ish right now. Almost completely behind by all the other players in the lobby. I've seen Flicker, which is I think by Nate dropping a bit of the 200s from the intro of it. It's very hard to deal with. Some pseudo LS. Oh, Lotus
misses.
Choking there. Wow. Or yeah, like I was saying, this is very hard to even keep it consistent on. And it does seem to play in Neo's favor as Neo just focuses just pretty much to combo everything of it.
Yeah, but the lead is very, very short, and mostly off the back of that accuracy difference that Neo's providing. And Brazil might have enough time to just recover off of accuracy here. I think they do, with just 2/3 of the song still going. Lotus actually finds another mid, so that's going to make things very harder. Even still, I think Brazil has enough time to recover off those 2 misses. But Lotus, please. I'm trying to give Brazil a chance on this map. Stop missing. That is the 3rd one in a row for the Brazilian. And at this point now, yeah, I believe that Malaysia, as long as they combo through this, they should have this. But again, comboing through this map is not an easy task. By no means. You see on this mini Jack and the Octa dropping a little bit of accuracy, but no combo whatsoever. They're gonna still be on the lead here. Malaysia doing really well under the second half, and Lotus with a 4th miss now, and Amaron following up. That's a disaster for Brazil. Only Nate now holding the full combo. The accuracies for all the Brazilians are still incredibly high, but not good enough. With the miss from Nyokja though, they may have a chance now to start the recovery phase into the last third. This mini jacks are proving to be a bit too hard to maintain the consistency through, as we see many misses happening across the board. Lotus, Amaron, and Nyokja being the victims here, but as long as Apples and Chiwi hold as strong as they are here, Malaysia still holding a lead, and Amaron still dropping. Nate, as much as he's trying, not being able to carry the team here. They're still so close nonetheless. We are on the range, but like in this last quarter, Malaysia just drops one of their full combos and suddenly the lead just instantly switches. And that can very well happen. Brazil is just having the better accuracy across the whole thing, other than Chiwi's. Will they be able to keep up through this last ending? Bit of a rise-oriented section here, a bit different to the average lens we saw before. But Malaysia seems to be combo through them just fine. Nyokja is the only one who's struggling, maybe a little bit. Not really mattering all that much if they keep this combo up. As much as Brazil is just pulling a little bit with the accuracy along, I don't think they have enough time. But Malaysia needs to be very careful. They cannot afford a miss. Into the very last 500 combo. Will they get it? Oh, they got it. They actually got a 3.6 thousand points of difference for the Malaysians here. With a wow, that's a crazy score by the whole Brazilian team. It's just the misses really that are being the main difference maker here. Insane ratios by Lotus and very good 200 count by Amaron. But at the very end, the consistency from Chiwi and Apples is what's putting Malaysia into a 4-3 now. With Brazilians pick right now happening, Malaysia just needs the break point, and as long as they keep their owns, they should be fine for a tiebreaker. For picks now, Brazil starting not necessarily to exhaust the Rise department. Malaysia still has some double picks for a lens, that being Secret Sleuth and Encryption, which I think are going to be the main 2 ones that they are going for. Revelation honestly is not too bad, but for Brazil it's a bit tricky. I will just go for counterclockwise at this point, but for middle enemy should work fine, I guess. Like counterclockwise is so much harder. Oh my god, that was scary.
I mean, I think it would probably make sense to see counterclockwise in this situation, but I feel like it's also the fact that middle enemy is also there, but maybe Vegas.
I swear it's gonna be wondrous, I can tell.
Well, they're going for Raging Vegas, the only Rise pick I did not mention. But again, it should be fine. I think Brazil just has the upper hand on Rise regardless of the pick. They lost on Korjak, sure. But everything else, again, they seem to be having the better act in general, which is going to help them out. It's a matter of not choking. And the harder the maps get, the more expected a choke from Malaysia is. Therefore, nullifying this disadvantage that Brazil may have on the consistency side.
I mean, this chart is basically took Sentinel, as every aspect of this chart is like has some funny patterns to be thrown in, and I feel like the entire ending is also need to be dealt with. This is very scary as well. Waiting on the other side player in Malaysia. Kind of discussing on who's to play for this particular pick. I feel like this is also they have to be careful on this be like comboing things.
Alright then, ranged rather, in Vegas. I'm not gonna read the last part, but apparently this guy, like, Kurorak, doesn't really like these.
AOWA, playing at things on here is so much easier. Yeah, okay there, buddy. Look how easy it is to fucking hit me here.
Oh my god, what is this song? There we go, we have the right lineup here for Malaysia. Sol, Apple, and Transition against Oros, also known as Light, Silly Vanguard, and Lotus.
It's need to determine the other players for Malaysia right now.
Alright, and then here we are, pick number 8 out of a possible 13. Malaysia trying their best to get a breakpoint here in order to... Whoa! Sol with a bit of a struggle on the start here. But Malaysia trying their best really to get a breakpoint here in order to force things a little bit closer and perhaps get into tiebreaker, win it the whole thing. But as it stands, Brazil is holding a lead off the back of this early miss by my Sol. Or Malaysian Sol, if you will.
I swear, on my fucking dick, I hit that, no.
Here we are then. It seems like Brazil is holding a very significant lead here off the back of the accuracy here. Light and Lotus both holding above the 99.95, and Nate still just behind on the 99.91. And that advantage, even without the miss by Sol at the very start, Brazil is holding a very decent lead at the moment. Mini jacks might be a bit of a tricky situation for the Brazilians, especially considering the chokes, but don't seem to be... Lotus misses. So Lotus misses, and now things are equal again. Malaysia might capitalize off of that. The accuracy is still on the very much on the side of Brazil here, but the miss now from Transition is going to trade this instantly with a 2 miss actually. Putting Brazil again on the lead, with Sol now dropping again. This is just disaster for Malaysia. And Apples as well, no full combos remaining on the Asian side. And Brazil is going to run away with a huge lead now. They have to lead just with the miss from Lotus, even with a 3-way FC for Malaysia. And now that there are no FCs at all remaining, Brazil's just going to run away with this halfway through the map. Still everyone above the 99.88, and another miss from Transition, pretty big one actually, big choke. There were like 2, maybe 3 misses, and now a follow-up by Applers. Brazil is just big control, on insane control of this map, and Malaysia is just not able to keep up at all. Transition is just dropping so often on the jacks and Apples as well. It's just over for Malaysian this big. They got absolutely crashed here. And unfortunately for them, because they were holding very decently at the start. There's an orthodox barreling at the end, ended up causing them the the opportunity to really fight back here in this pick. Most of the misses were fairly clean on the side of Apples and Soul, but Transition just not very happy with this map at all. On the 98, a bit too much behind compared to everybody else. Mini jacks again, more misses from the Malaysian side, and Brazil just keeping up insanely well with Lotus accuracy on top of everything, and even with a miss, he might just be holding the better score on the lobby. Ever so slightly though. Nate and Oros both holding very, very solid accuracies as well. With the full combos, Brazil is just gonna take this map incredibly convincingly, so like almost 100,000 points of difference in their favor. And just a single 200 for Lotus. Only 2 by Apples as well, who got 6 misses. And overall, the 200 counts were very good across the entire thing. And with this map in favor of Brazil, the worst score being a 991k with 1 miss, by the way. And we're going straight into SB's Shower Veer. Is going to be the Hail Mary, I guess, from Malaysia here, trying anything they can in order to secure more points and force the Brazil into those rice picks they may not be as comfortable with. And at this point, I think counterclockwise should be a decent point for Brazil, but they are avoiding rice 3 for a reason, and it's consistency again. So if we get to that point, Malaysia can win this, then maybe there's a chance. Maybe there is a chance for Malaysia to pull out some miracles here. But 2 points down, even though it's their own pick, with SBs, if of all things. Star rating of 2.94, and don't get deceived by that. But hey, we had some technical difficulties on the commentary department, which means they're gonna have a very quick, easy swap. And for that, I'll introduce my friend, no other than the legendary Sparky.
Hello, how's everybody doing? Glad I could pop in halfway through this. I was watching along. It looks like it is an exciting match so far. The most points Brazil has dropped so far this tournament, and it's exciting to see these two going blow for blow in the semifinals matchup. It looks like SV1 is the pick for Malaysia to try and regain some footing in this match, to not let Brazil get to match point just yet.
Yeah, and honestly, if they cannot win this, it's going to be very, very hard to recover from. Like, they are on the verge of dropping to the losers bracket here. And SBs, I think it's a good time to pick SBs. Like, of all points of the match, I think this is the most important point of the whole matchup. So if Malaysia has practiced this enough, this is a great pick. We'll see. Brazil, yeah. They have Marchino, which is like the SV specialist for the team. And Amaron has always been good at it. It's mostly a matter of Demi, I think.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a toss-up here. Can go either way. We've seen matches made and broken on SV picks, even this weekend so far. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams fare. If Brazil can make it match point, they have done a pretty good job getting these break points so far. This early accuracy can probably be written off as the map progresses, as we wait for everything to sync up as well. It looks like a little bit of
Machino's behind.
Probably gonna see a little bit of a pause on the stream to get Marcinho caught up here, but
he gets to see the pattern before it happens on the other screen. No fair.
Definitely a weird moment here, but this score is probably going to be a little bit misleading because Marcinho is going to be a little bit behind in terms of pushing that bar, so it's probably going to be swinging wildly throughout this map. But that being said, the overall accuracy from Malaysia looks to be ahead of Brazil, even despite the little bit of a delay from Le Marcinho here. 99.1, 99.2. But that being said, Le Marcinho 99.7, highest accuracy overall for Brazil, but the average accuracy for Malaysia doing impressively well going into the back half of this map.
Yeah, even though Marcino's accuracy is incredible here, Chiwi and Apples are both holding very solid ones as well. And like I said, this is mostly a thing we have to watch out for. In the side of Demi and Amaron, who are not the SV specialists. Amaron has been pretty good at it overall, but they are both dropping a bit too low compared to their Malaysian counterparts. And now that Apples has dropped a little bit, maybe things are a bit more equal considering Marshino's advantage, but I don't think they are. Malaysia seems to be holding a pretty decent lead into the last third here. And with a 6-way FC here, as long as Malaysia doesn't drop, I think they might be fine. They seem to be in big control of this SVs.
Yeah, even with those little 200 drops from Apple going into this back half, I think overall the consistency from this Malaysian roster to keep the Brazilians at bay has been just enough. A drop here this late into the map would be absolutely devastating from either of these countries. A quarter of the map left to go. There's still 6 FCs left on the board. This is an incredible run from both these teams.
Apple's very close to drop that combo at the very end on those trails, but I don't think there are many notes remaining. Even with a miss at that point, it wouldn't have mattered, I think. 30,000 points of difference in favor of Malaysia, who's gonna take this pick. Very, very clutch pick here. SV1 proving to be exactly what Malaysia needed to regain the composure, to force Brazil into another pick without any sort of pressure from themselves. And Demi seems to be freezing. Yep, he just quits the lobby too early. Good score there by Chiwi. 989k, best score in the lobby. Just behind it's Leon. And then Lemashino. So overall, pretty good, right? 6-way FC for an SB map is not something we're used to see.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always one drop to be expected. But I mean, the players in this lobby have been proving time and time again that they are not from this planet. And it looks like Brazil with the instant response going back up into the upper half of the map. We're going to go for a counterclockwise chant pattern here. Another tech map rounding out all 3 of those in the category to try and make this a match point situation.
And again, this is the pick I predicted would happen at this point. They are avoiding the stamina pick mostly. Again, I think for consistency reasons. Counterclockwise, although it's a very easy map to choke, it's much more focused on tech than any of the other previous maps we have seen so far. But when you are the physical powerhouse, when you have the better physicality to perform on maps like this, I think it only makes sense. Even when you are not as consistent as you would hope to be, this is the kind of maps I see Malaysia just struggling with. So even with some chokes from the Brazilians, it's not going to matter too much if Malaysia is not able to 6-way FC. Like 3-way FC rather. Like they have been doing on the maps. They really had a chance to take that lead off of Brazil. They won on the core checks before. Not necessarily for that reason, although they did with a 3v1 double S. They were just a better team. But when it comes to consistency, if you have trouble with consistency, you want to avoid the easier maps, the more straightforward maps, because it doesn't matter if the map is too easy or too hard. If you're prone to chokes, you're just going to choke them.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely lends itself to that little bit of a risk factor, but you definitely need to be able to perform on those styles of picks if you want to make it very far in this tournament. And Brazil is no stranger to these deep tournament runs, so definitely have the experience to maintain the composure on picks like this. Definitely an order of magnitude more difficult in terms of patterning, in terms of trying to maintain the consistency. So it'll be interesting to see who comes in for Malaysia to contest this pick. We see Oros, Silifango, and Lothus rounding out this Brazilian composition. Looks like they're going to try and get Sol in here for Malaysia. So right on cue, we see Sol come in. Gonna get readied up here in just a second, make sure everybody's settings are correct. It's always interesting to see who forgets to change their scroll speed back after SV picks. Hopefully it doesn't happen to any of these players.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't happen to any of these players because I don't think we've seen any of the Malaysian players playing the SVs and neither any of the Brazilians, right? So we had Demi, Amaron, and Marshino, and we had Chiwi, Leon, and who else was it?
I think it was Apple. Apple played the SV pick.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so Apple is the only one who played both. So hopefully he's the one who doesn't get a scroll speed problem. It doesn't seem like it.
All things good to go here as we load into counterclockwise chant pattern. 3 minutes some very, very difficult tech patterning, and Apple going to be finding the first drop here, going into the mini jack patterns. Still very early on, not over that 400 combo cap just yet, so not going to hurt just as much. But as you were saying earlier before this map started, the consistency from this Malaysian roster on these tech picks has been a spot of contention that Brazil has taken advantage of here.
Apples is the only one really dropping here. Brazil is holding an incredible accuracy as expected, but the fact that Apples is the only one who's struggling a little bit with the combo makes me wonder again about the scroll speed. I really hope it's not a scroll speed issue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always one of those things where if you're like 1 or 2 ticks off, it just throws you for a loop. But right now it's doing very well to recover up into that 99% range, but everybody else holding steady. 99.8 the average for Brazil, 99.6s from the side of Malaysia. And it feels like as the burst really start to kick up, and that's where we start seeing the drops from Apple, it might be a scroll speed thing happening here. So we make our way into the back half of the chart. This is quickly growing to be an insurmountable lead from the side of Brazil. All 3 of their players still holding on to their full combos here. Very consistent on a tech pick like this. That being said, the difficulty does start to ratchet up towards the end of the map. So it's not out of the woods just yet. It's only a minute and a half left to go, but it's still looking very good for Brazil here.
Another miss there by Apples, who seems to be the one struggling the most with this map. Even without the misses, I think, like even with the FC from Apples here with good accuracy, Brazil is just destroying the chart, and they are not missing at all. With a third of the map still remaining, anything could happen in that scenario, but at this point it's just game over. I think Brazil just has this pick on the back.
Yeah, you could throw a note card, a postage stamp, and you would cover all 3 of the Brazilian players with how close they are in terms of overall team score. It is an incredible performance from them. Last quarter of the map still to go. There's really not much Malaysia can do here this late on into the map. It would take a complete team collapse from Brazil to lend them any sort of hope. And I mean, Brazil's coasting right now on their way to making it match point here, really putting Malaysia under pressure to perform on these last couple of picks.
Oh, there's the miss by Nioxia, the second full combo to drop. The second person to miss on the map, actually. Only Stall now holding the FC for Malaysia, and every single one of the Brazilians still powering through the map.
This is a ridiculous score from Brazil here. 99.83, the lowest accuracy on their side. And I mean, highest accuracy for Malaysia, 99.6. Not much they could have done there. That is an incredible team score from Brazil.
Oh, that's a B1 double S, 10-to-1 ratio? What? Nate?
Oh my goodness. What a way to make it a match point situation.
I told you!
Got it!
I told you! No! Oh my god.
The only person to play the SV and the only person to get caught out by the scroll speed. That explains so much there during that performance. It is unfortunate, but you need to make sure everything's ready before you hit that ready up button. That being said, it is going to be Malaysia's pick here, so an opportunity to try and get things back under control.
Oh my god. Why does it happen every time? Every year, every match there is SVs, the afterwatch. It happens all the time. So this is why the only thing I'm proud of my playstyle is that I never change scroll speed for SV, so I never have this problem.
Yeah, just never adjust. Never adjust. You make the SV conform to you.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
But with that being said, Malaysia back into a bit of a corner here. Thankfully, this is a winner's bracket matchup, so
I like this pick.
I was about to say, probably going to opt to go for something in the LN side of the pool, and Encryption going to be the pick here.
I like this pick because even though Amaron, who should be the MVP for this by a mile in the Brazilian side, like, it's very good at this type of map. There are some very tricky sort of intersections, especially at the end, where I can see him dropping combo. And if they can secure probably the best release player on Brazil to struggle on a section of a map, then it's probably a good pick. And this is why I like this pick for Malaysia. Again, we'll see Demi probably joining here alongside Lotus and Amaron. So we
Yeah.
shall see if that is enough for Brazil to maybe secure the whole thing, really. At this point, they win any map, they are through and into the finals where Korea is waiting. After what a match that was, huh?
Yeah,
Korea versus Philippines.
If you did not watch the Philippines take on South Korea, please go back and watch that VOD. That is a match for the ages.
That was a tiebreaker. Let's see.
The slimmest of margins between those two teams. Definitely do go watch that after this. But for right now, it is going to be Encryption. We see Demi checking in for Brazil to back up Amaram and Lotus. Leon, Apple, and Chiwi going to be contesting for the side of Malaysia to keep their winners bracket hopes alive. The MP Star Command comes out. We are going to get into this next LN map.
Could be the last one. This is very, very important for Malaysia to win. If they have a chance, they need to prove their worth here. This pick number 11 out of a possible 13. They have 2 more, like after this, if Malaysia wins. But again, Brazil most certainly going to pick the last remaining rice pick if they lose this. But they would much rather just win it right here, right now.
Yeah, just get it over with as soon as humanly possible to try and save yourself some stamina. I mean, the nerves have to go at some point if you're playing a match this long. And as we make our way
I'm really
through this
hoping Apros
introduction-
actually changed the scroll speed.
Yeah, it looks a little bit faster now. It might be back in that comfortable range here. That being said, lowest accuracy in the lobby, just going down into that 99% range. Gonna be giving Brazil a little bit of a lead to work with out of this introduction.
I mean, seeing this performance by Apples, maybe this was the time to call for a timeout for Malaysia. They didn't, and they had to roll with it. Seems like Apple is slowly accommodating to the type of map he's playing right now. But Leon is gonna be the one to drop the ball here for Malaysia as Brazil extends this lead they just had at this point.
Yeah, Brazil really taking one of those teams where if you give them an inch, they take a mile, it feels like so far this tournament. Demi, 99.82, highest accuracy in the lobby, all closely behind by Chiwi. It's going to be them two really doing the heavy lifting for their teams going into the back half of the map. But right now, Brazil still in the lead off of the accuracy and that one extra slider break from Leon here.
As it stands, it is about a 15,000 point lead, I think, in favor of Brazil, which is a very good lead, especially in a map this long, 3 minutes and 42 seconds. We're only halfway through, anything could happen.
Yeah, a little bit more coordination focused here. A lot of the releases get very awkward to time, and it's very easy to find yourself dropping 200s. No players have broken yet going into this back half of the map. That being said, there are only 5 FCs left on the board. Malaysia trying to stay in lockstep with Brazil, but Brazil is not relenting so far as we get a tiny bit of a break, a chance to catch your breath before you dive right back on into it. And oh my goodness, again, this consistency from this Brazilian roster is something to be marveled at. Sure, they had a couple of hiccups early on in this match, but they have seemed to recover in full force. 99.760, lowest accuracy from their side, making this a tall task for Malaysia to try and get back into this going into the last quarter of the map. Lotus had to drop.
Right before the transition into this sort of pseudo-imber section. What I believe might have a bit of trouble. Have to see. Doesn't seem like it. He seems to be in big control of this. Lead shrunk a little bit, but it's not going to be enough really. Malaysia needs something more if they want to have a chance to continue playing this match.
Yeah, they're going to need somebody to find a slider break and fast. Last sliver of map left to go. The window of opportunity is quickly closing on this Malaysian roster. They gave it a really good fight, giving Brazil the toughest test they have had so far this tournament. But so far, it seems that there is no team capable of stopping them just yet. A couple more notes to go here.
And as much as these accuracies have been climbing on the side of Malaysia, it's not going to be enough. With Demi Fiend leading the charge here for Brazil, the newcomer finally getting the MVP he so much was looking for. 99.85, 5K, and Brazil is again in the finals after beating Malaysia 7-4, and in incredible fashion. Honestly, really, this is a great team score on LN2, LN4 rather.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Brazil punching their ticket into finals weekend on the winner side for the third year in a row. I believe Malaysia gave them a really good test to really ask some questions in terms of how resilient this Brazilian roster is, and they really came up, stepped up to the plate to give them a good show here. They will be dropping down into that lower bracket, and I believe that was the penultimate match of this semifinals weekend. There is only one match left to round out this weekend, and it will be the United States going up against Great Britain in a couple of hours here.
It is the battle against Uniteds.
Yep. So that will be taking place at, I believe, 18 UTC, if I do recall correctly, as we see the brackets here. Just very quickly in the lower bracket, it will be the Philippines going up against Japan, and Malaysia will be facing the winner of this last match of the weekend. It'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top there.
That winner bracket though. Look at those two semifinals, like 7-6, 7-4. And on the side of Philippines and Korea, 6-4, 6-4 well, 6-5. Like the right side of the bracket was so close. And then you have the left side of the bracket, which has like Japan versus Vietnam, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, as things start to get a lot tighter, these map pools start to get more difficult. You start to see the teams come together to give us these exciting matchups, and oh boy, have we had some very tight matchups this weekend. But with that being said, that will do it for us in this tiny block of matches. In just a couple hours from now, we will be seeing that US Great Britain match. But Juan, unless we have anything else to say, I think there's a couple more orders of business left to do. I think we need to show a bit more support for the players in this tournament. How can people watching do stuff like that?
Oh, I'm wondering, maybe there was something they can get from the O store in order to show their love and support to the team they like the most. But what could that be?
I think it comes in the form of a profile banner. If you want to support, if you want to support your favorite teams in this tournament, all 32 teams, even the ones that have been eliminated, have a profile banner up for you guys to buy to show your support, show your love and appreciation to those that have taken the time to participate in this tournament. It helps the prize pool overall. But if you feel like that is not enough, we also have the Open Collective, where you can donate even more to the prize pool for the players participating in this tournament. So if you feel like the $250 for the banner is not enough, or if you just want to give a tiny bit more, that's definitely an option for you guys as well.
Yep, it certainly is. Remember though that if you get to pick the winner team, your profile banner will stay for a little bit longer, so you get to brag, I guess, that you got the winning team right. So, you know, those who are maybe supporting Brazil or Korea might have a better chance now they're both on the finals. But you never know. Sometimes someone from the losers bracket just comes in clutch and ends up winning the whole thing. You never know.
You never know. But with that being said, that'll do it for us here. We'll see you guys in just a couple of hours for the final match of this semifinals weekend. See y'all then.